Earlier this morning,
I call piso here. Presenting a Christ-psychosis infection. Christ-psychotic pastor Jones threatening to burn the Quran. And everybody's panicking in the country. It's an idea how it should be treated. This infection should be treated. Pastor Jones, like any schizophrenic or temporal lobe epileptic that goes bananas, should be put in a straitjacket and taken to a mental institution. No Quran burning, problem solved. People don't realize that all this hate and this problem, these religious problems and insanity, and why the Islamophrenics hate the Americans now, and 9/11 and all those reactions, is due to the Crusades. Crusades. About 1,000 years ago, you have Christians, believers in zombie Jesus and resurrecting angels and crap like that, going over there, the places don't belong, from Europe, and killing, massacring, destroying buildings, putting church in there in Jerusalem, the city of nuts, in the Middle East, for 250 years, raping and killing. That's the reason of the jihad, and there were many other jihads that nobody knows about because people are too stupid to learn history. That's the reaction. That's the reaction. It's the Christians' fault that all this problem is happening. The Christophrenics, the psychos, and they ought to be put in a mental institution. Solve the problem. Believing God is very dangerous mental illness. You can see the Christophrenics and Islamophrenics. Everybody believe in God. You can see the, like this pastor, you can see a doe of Heaven's Gate killing themselves to see God. You can see the 9/11 pilots, very devoted, very pious. You're guiding all those planes because by killing themselves, they're going to see God. They're going to be in paradise. And this is a psychosis. This is the dangers of it. So this is the problem with this neurological disorder, similar to schizophrenia. Believing God is created in the brain. It's a delusion. It's bizarre delusion beliefs, just like a schizophrenia. And this happened to all these religious people. Even the ones that don't cause any trouble when they believe and all that, to the ones that explode, like Jim Jones and Koresh and Doe of Heaven's Gate, Andrea Yates that drowned the children, and this Theotard pastor that wants to burn the Quran. How can you fight the illness? You have Jackson, Reverend Jackson, and the other Christophrenic people that believe in imaginary friend zombie Jesus, and they seem to be, pious, but they're still ill. It's like a lot of people. You have a lot of HIV positive folks. Are they healthy? No, they're infected with AIDS. But AIDS have not become full-blown, the disorder. People that, they're born, everybody's born lacking belief. And then you get infected by parents and the society putting all this, you're getting knowledge, and then if your brain is feeble, you cannot tell between fantasy and reality, because it's very hard, because fantasies cause dopamine and serotonin in the brain. It makes you feel good. It's like drugs. Like you take a few martinis, or dope, or if you take marijuana or anything like that, it makes you feel good. Religious psychosis is the same thing. Fairy tales. And they make you feel good. It's better than going and hitting the books and studying and realizing that you're getting old and you're going to decompose, and when you die and there is no life after death except bacteria that's going to be in your body. That is a fact. Like I said, we are a product of a fuck, not a stork. And people infected with religious psychosis don't realize that. So it's a mess. Because here it is, people, President Obama, which is brilliant, and is an atheist, but he cannot say that. Otherwise, you'll never be elected. And then you know, you have to say, God bless America, and may God bless America. What God? There's no God. It's a delusion, but you have to say that. And then you have the guy who wants to build a mosque on ground zero, which is fine, but they shouldn't build a mosque. They should build an insane asylum, a mental health clinic. All churches, synagogue, mosque, places of worship, they should be transformed into mental health clinics, which science is teaching to the kids, where reality with facts are teaching, instead of these fairy tale books that keeps keeping people deluded and retarded and ignorant. You cannot just tell people that children, that there is a guy named Jesus Christ that resurrected, that walked on water, and he saves with blood. What kind of a nonsense is that? And the Muslims keep telling children, oh, you know, reading the Qu'ran, memorizing this, you know, book, this bunch of little fairy tale story written in the 7th century. Today, in the 21st, those deluded folks, many hundreds years back, they had no idea. We create thinking with the brain, and they had no idea about bacteria, about DNA, about evolution of species. Nothing. They had no idea of that. We do that in this 21st century, and this is the problem. And they keep feeding the infection constantly, this Christian crap, and this Reverend Jones, and all these pastors, and all this, you know, the Islamic priests, you know, the imams, and like keep fairy tales going on. What about burning Winnie the Pooh book? You know, see what happens. Hey, children 7 years and younger believe Winnie the Pooh is real. What about if somebody claims that's going to burn the Winnie the Pooh book and Alice in Wonderland? You know, where all these children revolt? Unfortunately, they are not in control of countries. Like here in Christ-psychosis infected America. They believe in this imaginary friends to be reality. This is the problem. People don't realize that. So put an insane asylum, put a mental institution on these places. You know, churches should be eliminated. You know, with a lot of education and taking people out of congregations and actually teaching them that this is not real. And have a psychologist and psychiatrist and your neuroscientists over there telling them, wait a minute, you know, everything that you're believing, you're hoping for this thing is a fantasy. It's like believing in Santa or Mickey Mouse or Winnie the Pooh and things like that. These things do not exist. Angels, demons, demonic possession, salvation and crap like that, that do not exist. It's a creation of the brain. And we don't know it in the 21st century. And this is the problem. To solve the problem with this Reverend Jones retarded idiot, that believing in imaginary friends and zombie Jesus, very simple. If the government of the United States had any brains that were intelligent, they would have taken the guy. He's only had like 50 followers. He's a reject from a German Christ-psychotic church. You know, take him and you know, for his own safety, you know, and put him hold him away in a mental institution. Put him he won't have any time to burn any Qurans. Put him in for observation. Check his brain out. You know, and it's the problem. You're trying to help him. It's like when you know a guy is acting crazy and destroying a bar and you know believing that he sees spirits and all that. What are you going to do? Let him do that? No, you grab the guy, you gently, you know, put him in a paddy wagon and you know, for observation. Exactly the same thing you do to this guy. But the problem is this is Christian. Then you know they cannot do it and they're stuck. Religious believer and mental illness, very, very dangerous. We have these situations here like that. Pace Dio.